Thank you for choosing Aolan sprayer drone. In order to make it easier for you to operate our sprayer drone, please read the user manual carefully before use, and operate our sprayer drone strictly in accordance with the user manual. Before you begin, check all of the included parts listed on the table in the box, and read the operating manual. Make sure you fully understand the functionality of each individual part, the flight condition requirements, the key contingency warning functions, systems, and all government regulations before each flight. If you have any questions on problems during assembly, maintenance, or use of these products, please contact Aolan After Sale Department or Aolan Authorized Dealer. Pre-flight checklist. Remote controller and drone batteries are fully charged. Every part is in good condition. Propellers are in good condition and have been unfolded. Frame arms are unfolded and the screws are firmly tightened. There's nothing obstructing the motors. You can test the motor on the ground to see if they are running in right direction. Spraying system works properly without any blockage. Calibrate compass and accelerometer before first flight. After long-way transportation, crash, big vibration, and calibrate GPS again at new flight location 50 kilometers away. After open the menu, the second button in the left row is the parameter setting. In the spray setting, the first item is the liquid protection. When the pesticide is low, you can choose to make the drone return, hover, or land after hovering. The first button is to turn off the liquid protection. In general, selecting the setting to hover works best. The next three options are liquid type, level type, and work mode. Those settings do not need to be changed, they are already set by default. Drag the interface down to the bottom and there is a spray auto pump switch. After this switch is turned on, the water pump will automatically work during automatic spraying and AB line spraying, so that there is no need to press the D button to control the pump. The last one is flow meter calibration. When the drone is flying, if the drone hovers with any remaining pesticides in medicine tank, then you need to click this switch to perform flow meter calibration. After turning on the switch, add more than 6 liters of water into the medicine tank. Enter the volume equal to the water you added. Click Start and the calibration will be done automatically. The next column is the flight parameter settings. The first is the maximum speed of Aolan drone. It represents the speed of the drone when you push the right rocker to the top in manual mode. The speed range is 0.5 to 10 meters per second. Remember to click Save after making any changing. We do not recommend to change the setting for the maximum angle. The return altitude refers to the height above the ground during the drone returns when the power of the drone is low or the pesticide is insufficient. In the example of the video, the drone will rise vertically to 20 meters above the ground and then return to the starting point to land. The return altitude can be set according to personal needs. Remember to click Save after making any changing. The next two are the settings for AB line work. The first is the spring width. The second is the road speed. When planning the area of AB line work, a setting window will appear after you marking point A. You can set parameters there as well. The work end action is for automatic mode. You can decide whether to hover or return to the starting point after spraying work. U open means a U return switch. When this switch is turned on, the steering of the drone will be smoother in automatic flight. Course mode is usually set to manually control the drone's nose. There are three options here, including manual control, automatic control, and pointing to the next target. This manual mode means that when in automatic flight, the heading needs to be manually adjusted to the road and the nose orientation. Automatic mode means that the course and the nose orientation are calibrated by the magnet compass. Target means that the front of the drone is always the same as the flight direction, and it will not be fly sideways or backwards. There is no need to change the last setting, back head direction. On the main interface of the remote control, the four buttons below are Connect, Record, Device Management, and My Profile. In the record interface, you can view the details of previous sprays. Device management is usually not required. And my profile includes account update, user guide, alarm message, record, charge history, agricultural team and daily reports. In the map interface, the small house in the upper left corner is back to the home page. In the status bar, the first one is the signal strength of the remote control. The second is the voltage of the drone's battery. The third is the number of the satellites searched by the drone. The more satellites, the higher the accuracy. The fourth is the fly mode of the drone, which corresponds to the E-stick of the remote control. Now the E-stick in the video is on the far left and the drone is in attitude mode. The fifth is the spray switch. You can click this switch to adjust a spray mode. Progress bar can be dragged to adjust the flow, or tap it to manually enter a value. Now in the video is manual spraying. You may also choose the auto spray mode to control the nozzle. The flow unit in the status bar has now changed to liters per hectare. The last option is spray link. This means that you will be able to adjust the takeoff flow and flying max flow. Then the nozzle will automatically adjust according to the state of the drone. The sixth is the terrain following radar switch. At the bottom of the screen is the information board for the drone. Includes distance, area, real-time flow, altitude, speed, and speed flow. In the manual, the first one is remote control calibration. The four progress bars above correspond to the direction of the two rockers. The mode switch below corresponds to the E-stick. After clicking to start the calibration, you need to push the two rockers to the four corners in turn. Then repeatedly toggle the E-stick and observe the change of the progress bar. Toggle the E-stick to the middle, click Get Mid Value. Then the calibration is complete. Next is the drone channel setup. Those settings are defaulted that no need to be changed. The fail-safe below represents the setting when the drone is out of control. This may happen when the distance is too far or there's signal interference nearby. You can choose to make the drone return, land, hover, or land after hovering. The switch below is to continue spraying when the drone is out of control. This switch is turned off in general. The first column of the next module is the sensor setting. Accelerometer calibration refers to if the fuselage is tilted when the drone takes off. In this case, the accelerometer needs to be calibrated. The only thing you need to do is just click once and then wait 10 seconds. The next one is magnet compass calibration. Usually you don't need to use this option. You can toggle the E-stick 10 times and wait for the yellow light of the drone to be on, and then perform GPS calibration of the drone. The next column is the battery option settings. The first is low voltage protection. When it's closed, there will be only an alarm tone. When the battery is low, you need to manually land to replace the battery. You can also adjust to return, hover, or land after hovering. The rest of the options do not need to be set, and they are all defaulted. The second option from the bottom of the home page is the spring record. You may view all your historical spray records in detail. Each record is accompanied by a flight path. Red means no spraying, green means spraying route. The details interface includes username, start time, flight time, spray area, dose per hectare, spray dose, drone ID, spray space, and crop type. Each record represents a sortie. In the lower left corner, you can view the total spraying area and sorting information. Toggle the F stick in the upper right corner repeatedly 5 times to erase the historical data. After the initialization is successful, the remote control has a voice prompt. At the same time, there will be a green text prompt in the upper left corner of the screen. Push two rockers to the inside of the bottom, the joint takes off. After takeoff, fly the joint to the spring starting point and hover it. Shift the E stick to the far right, while shifting the F stick to the middle to determine point A. After determining point A, there will be a setting window on your remote screen. You can edit auto flight parameters here. After the setup is complete, manually control the joint until it reaches the boundary, and toggle the F stick to the far right to determine the point B. After determining point B, the joint is manually controlled. At the same time, the AB line work route has been generated in the app. Click the Continue button and there will be 3 spots as options. Spot 1 means to continue spring from the breakpoint. Spot 2 means stop spring until joint automatically flies to the end of the route and is ready to turn. Spot 3 means that the joint immediately switches to the next route for spring. Now demonstrate the spot 1. Green represents sprayed areas. We can see that the option 1 is perfectly connected from the breakpoint. Now switch to option 2. We can see that the course turns red and the joint stops spraying. When the joint reaches to the boundary and is ready to return, the joint sprays again and the course turns to green. Now switch to option 3. It shows that the joint does not continue to fly along the road and turns immediately to the next road and continue to spray. Next is to manually extend or shorten the road. When the joint is about to reach the border, push the red rocker up. Instead of turning, the joint keeps moving forward. When the joint reaches your desired location, release the red rocker. The new route will also be generated as indicated. When you want to shorten the route, you don't need to wait until the joint flies to the border. Manually force the joint to turn, the redundant routes are automatically deleted. When you want to suspend the AB line work, switch the E stick to the middle on the far left. The route of AB line will instantly disappear on the screen. At this point, you can manually fly the joint to the starting point. After the joint lands and the motor is turned off, the app will automatically generate a report of spring record. Before replacing the battery or refilling pesticides, make sure the motor is completely turned off. After everything is ready, take off the joint manually again. Hover the joint in the air and then move the E stick to the far right. The joint will automatically return to the breakpoint and continue spraying. When the joint reaches to the breakpoint, there will be a prompt in the upper left corner of the screen to show that the mission starts and the course turns to green again. On the home page, there is a ground plan button to the left of the start button. In the lower right corner, there is a new plot. Select the second option, Flight GPS. Then it will appear a set ground name window. You can set a node that is easy to remember. In the video, we'll use 111 as an example. It could be anything you want. Press Confirm. Manually control the joint to take off and fly to the starting point of spring. After hovering the joint, click Add Boundary Point. At this time, a blue number 1 will be generated on the map at the starting point. Repeat this step 3 times to join the sprayed area. If there are any obstacles in the spray area, fly the joint near the obstacle. Then click the second button from the right side, Obstacle Point. There will be two obstacle setting options. The first is the polygon barrier point. Manually control the join. Use the RBI button to determine 4 points to draw the obstacle area. Click the Confirm button after drawing the area, and there will be a success prompt in the upper left corner. The second is the Circle Obstacle area. Fly the join near the obstacle and click RBI. A circular area will be automatically generated. After the planning area is completed, manually fly the join to the starting point to land. Click the first button in the upper left corner, Block Data. Find the name of your node, then clear the Share button in the lower right corner and click Confirm. Now the ground plan is completed. Go back to the home page. Click the Start button to do spray work. Click on the first task data in the upper left corner. Find the name you just noted at ground plan and click OK. The page can be zoomed in by swiping with 2 fingers. The line with the green check mark means the join flat path will be parallel to this line. The second last button in the lower right corner is to adjust the road. Here you can adjust the parameters of the road during automatic spraying. Now the video shows the road spacing. You can adjust to a suitable space by clicking the plus and minus signs. The second option is road indentation. The green checkmark position on the map is the direction of the road shrink. You can click on the bottom boundary to shrink the bottom road. Same thing on the left boundary. Click Choose All to shrink all 4 sides. The next option is the obstacle boundary distance. Clicking the plus sign will increase the distance of the road from obstacles. There are 2 options here, cross and turn. Cross means to continue spraying forward after bypassing the obstacle. Turn means that when the join is approaching an obstacle, it turns around and sprays at the same side area until this area is fully sprayed and then flies to the other side of the obstacle to spray. The gray reverse button below refers to the starting point of the reversal. It makes the join work from the other side. After all settings are finished, click Start. This window includes pump flow, flying speed, radar switches, and curved turns. Click Confirm. Waiting for the system uploading. Start spraying by swiping right to unlock. The join is fully automatic flight, including takeoff. You no longer need to operate the remote control, but you can still use the remote to take over the flight at any time. After taking over manually, click the Continue button in the lower right corner to go back to autonomous flight. Choose from 3 options for breakpoints. Spot 1 means to continue spraying from the breakpoint. Stop 2 means stop spraying until the drone automatically flies to the end of the road and is ready to turn. Spot 3 means that the drone immediately switches to the next road for spraying. When the drone is low on battery or pesticides, tap the pause button in the lower right corner. Manually control the drone to land. Before replacing the battery or refilling pesticides, make sure the motor is completely turned off. After replacing the battery, click the first task list on the left. Select Now Job. Find the task you noted. Here you can see the percentage of the spring area that has been completed. The example in the video is now 39% complete. Click the Start button in the lower right corner. Click Confirm. Swipe right to unlock. At this time, the drone will automatically turn off and return to the breakpoint, and complete the remaining spring tasks. Open the status bar to confirm that all drone parts are in good conditions. The drone only can be taken off when all conditions are green. Toggle the E-stick to the leftmost position and push the two rockers to the inside of the middle until the motors start running at the same time. Slowly push up the left rocker and the drone takes off slowly. When the drone rises to your desired height, release the rocker back to the neutral position. The drone will be hovering in the air. After takeoff, toggle E-stick to middle, manual mode. Please open the app on your remote and click Login. If you do not have an account, please register with your phone number. Click the Connect button, swipe down the interface and select H12 MK15 to connect Aolan drone. After click the Start button, you can see the map interface. The small window in the lower left corner is the FPV camera perspective. You can change the view angle by clicking the window so that you can watch FPV perspective while spraying. The three dots in the upper right corner is the menu button. You can turn off the FPV view in settings. Please re-enter the app after the setup is complete. Click the menu button. There is a row of function options on the left. Choose the third one. Now you can see that the fourth option is called Obstacle Awareness Module. Drag the interface to the bottom. You have to read the status of the radar before making the changing. After the prompt is read success, click the obstacle awareness open to change radar status. Make sure to click Save after making any changes. The terrain following radar button is on the left side of the menu. There is a radar switch after clicking the button. The bottom row shows the height from the ground. Now the example in the video is 3.1 meters above the ground. The terrain following radar will be automatically turned on during automatic spraying. The height can be adjusted at any time. Before takeoff, pushing two rockers to the inside of the bottom will unlock the drone. On the other hand, pulling two rockers to the outside of the bottom will lock the drone after finishing spraying.